The Secret Door Network. Book 1, The Quiet Door. Chapter 10, After the Reveal. The man with the fedora had vanished into the crowd, but his words echoed in the minds of the trio as they stood outside the brew, speechless. He had revealed himself, not in the way they had expected, but in a way that left them with more questions than answers. Lina was the first to break the silence. He just walked away. May nodded, arms crossed, still processing. He gave us some kind of cryptic speech and then disappeared like it's no big deal. Violet, though still shaken, managed a small smile. Classic 1-800-5194. The three of them exchanged glances, unsure of what to make of the encounter. They had spent months chasing this man through riddles and puzzles, convinced that meeting him would bring closure, yet it had only led to more uncertainty. Lina shook her head, trying to clear her thoughts. He said it wasn't about the riddles anymore. He gave us everything, but now it's our turn to figure out what we want to do with it. Violet nodded slowly. It's like he was saying the whole game was just a tool, something to get us to this point. May kicked at the sidewalk, frustrated. But what does that even mean? We thought we were getting to some final answer, but now it's up to us. Violet looked out at the street, thoughtful. Maybe that's the point. Maybe there isn't a final answer. It's about what we create next. He said it himself. We've reached the beginning. Lina stared down at her hands, the weight of the moment sinking in. So, what do we do now? Silence fell over them once again as they stood there, grappling with the enormity of the question. It wasn't just about the game or the message board anymore. It was about everything they had built, everything they wanted to build moving forward. Violet looked at her friends, determination flickering in her eyes. We keep going. He gave us the tools, the riddles, the challenges. Now we figure out where we want to take it. We're not following his game anymore. We're making our own. May raised an eyebrow, a faint smile tugging at her lips. So what does our game look like? Lina's mind raced, ideas swirling as she looked from May to Violet. We've built a message board, a marketplace, games, and secret doors. But now, what if we build something bigger? What if we expand it beyond just puzzles? Violet leaned in, intrigued. Like what? Lina's voice gained momentum as she spoke, the excitement building. What if we create a whole world, a digital space where people can connect, collaborate, solve puzzles, and create their own challenges? A place that goes beyond just games. It's about discovery, learning, and building something new. May crossed her arms, a spark of interest in her eyes. That sounds ambitious, but I like it. Violet grinned. So do I. It's like we're taking what we've learned from 1-800-5194 and turning it into something entirely our own. Lina nodded, feeling the energy between them. Exactly. He gave us the framework, but now we make it ours. And maybe the answer to why comes from what we build next. The three women stood there, the weight of their new direction sinking in. The game was no longer about unlocking hidden doors or solving someone else's riddles. It was about forging their own path, creating something bigger than any of them had imagined. May glanced around, a playful grin creeping across her face. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Violet laughed, the tension finally breaking. I like the sound of that. Lina smiled, the familiar spark of excitement returning. Let's do it. With renewed purpose, the trio made their way back into the brew, their laptops open and their minds racing with ideas. The final door had been unlocked, but now they were ready to build something entirely new, something that was truly their own.